Hi, this is Daniel Shanahan with New Leaf Data. In a previous video, I demonstrated how to limit users' view based on their privilege set in FileMaker Pro 11. In this two-part video series, I will demonstrate how to extend that to the user interface, or the UI. Once a user has limited access to the database, it is best to restrict their navigation. To accomplish this, we create a dynamic navigation bar that changes with the user login. Let's take a look here at Abigail. You may remember from the previous video that Abigail is the CEO, and she has direct reports to our managers and so forth. So let's take a look. When we log in as another user, the menu bar changes. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. There's many ways to do this in FileMaker, of course, and for this particular technique we'll need the following components. We'll need a table, users table, and we need to populate that. Let's take a look at the users table real quick. So actually right here, the users table is simply a one-to-one relationship with the individual table at the way it's set up here in this demo. So we have that. We need a couple of fields. We need a global repetition field. That's a text field, and we have on the users table we have a field for nav privileges, and that's another text field. We need two scripts, an opening script and a navigation script. Navigation script is going to receive a parameter from the button. We'll take a look at that shortly. And then a few other things that we'll need. We need to have the layout names. These names here must coincide exactly with the name in the menu bar for the technique to work. We'll need some buttons, and we need the same number of buttons as we do repetitions in the navigation field, and those buttons are going to take a parameter of 1, 2, 3, in our case up to 8. We'll have a conditional formatting on the global navigation repetition, the global field, and then we need a value list of items. So let's take this apart a little bit here. In layout mode, here's my repetition field. I'm only showing 6. And then underneath are the buttons. And I can double click. Maybe it's helpful if I move this away first. And I can select the buttons here. They're invisible. And I give them a color. So these are all the buttons, and they simply have a parameter that matches the repetition under which they are. Awkward sentence, but there you have it. The button needs to be the same width as the repetition cell, but the repetition field need not be the same height as the button. Okay, let's hide those again. Let me just go through those again so you can see the repetitions here. Okay, so that's pretty good. And now on the field itself, we have a conditional formatting, and the conditional formatting is a bit generic, and this is going to help us to create this. This is going to help it to be portable. So we're simply saying if self, and then get the layout name. So by keeping it generic like that, we're going to be able to copy and paste this to many different layouts. So we'll take a look at that in the second video. Let's see. Now the other thing we need to do is we need to have this users table, and on the users table we're bringing this data in. Of course it's a one-to-one, so we bring that in from the individuals table. And let's see, and then we have this nav privileges, and so what you would do is you would go through each person and say, Carol, we want to let Carol see the dashboard and maybe reports. So we do that, and let's take a look back here. Now when I go to Carol, and she just has dashboard and reports. So so that's that part. And let's take a look at the scripts. Let's see, that's not what I want, sorry. So we have this opening script, and we're going to find out who logged in first and grab their account information. And of course I'm doing a find, so whenever you do a find, you're almost always going to want to do something with that found count. You're going to want to ensure that you have at least one, more than one, or something like that. So you might want to do that. We're in a controlled environment here, so it's pretty safe. Once I find that, I'm going to go to the users table through a related record, and then I want to use this filter values. So by doing that, using the filter values, this allows me to keep that horizontal bar in a proper order. Now let's just go over here. If I didn't use that, then this bar would appear as I clicked here. So it would be reports first, then invoices, then line items. But I don't want that. I want it to be in a particular order. So by using that filter values here and putting that in a variable, then I can keep that order. I find out how many items there are. I simply go through this navigation and through the repetitions, and I clear that out, and then I populate that depending on the person and end up back on the individual's page. And then the only other script I have is the navigation, which is pretty simple. And what we do is we grab the number from whatever button that was, and I want to grab the layout. And I simply say, if I'm on the current layout, so I'm CL, I'm on the current layout, then I just exit the script. Otherwise I go to that particular layout, and I know that particular layout because it's in the field repetition. So in the next video, what I'll do is I'll create a new table, and we'll grab this and paste it into the new table, and just to see how portable it is.